guys? Anybody? Any guesses? At the top. At the top. House site's right over there. And this is where our driveway ends. We could either go that way or we could shoot through this way. Meg and I have to decide, but pretty much the house site's right there. We're at the flat part now. 360 views all around. So I have some rocks here. I'm gonna poke around a little bit, see what these rocks are all about, get them off the road if I can. We had this tree. Where is it? There's an ash tree. Another one suffered to those beetles. Let's see if we could find some beetle marks on this tree. Looking for a D-shaped hole. There's one. See? Right there. That's what they look like, the entry holes for the beetles that invade these trees, but it's snapped off in a windstorm. But anyway, basically all the ash trees are gonna have to go. Holy cow, look at that thing. Speaking of ash trees, holy smokes. Well, that was one of the big cracks I heard. Wow. Holy cow. Whoa. What's up, brother? Looks like you died from the inside out, dude. Man, look at that thing. That's new. Well, whew. So I've had a few comments that you guys, hold on, let me get up here by the skid steer. Yeah, we really got to pay attention to these ash trees. I mean, you could identify them easily by the bark. All right. So, I've had a few comments that it's windier up here. And that couldn't be further from the truth. It's like, why not build it in the holler down there where you're protected? I'll tell you something. Where the camper is, all the way down there, all the way at the bottom of the hill, it's like a wind tunnel between this mountain and that mountain range over there. It is not any windier up here. And matter of fact, every time I come up here, it's rather peaceful. Like, look at the trees right there. It's not windy. It's not windy at all. Man, I love these hardwoods. But you see that ash tree with the pink ribbon? Meg marked it. Let me find it. This guy goes up. That's all sorts of dead up there. That's just a hazard. All right. I'm just gonna let this roll. I don't really know what I'm gonna get into here, but I'm gonna start right here. There's a couple little rocks that I would like to peck around and see what's going on with them.
All right, well, John decided he wanted to go play up in the woods with some rocks and stuff, and I want to get some work done instead of just watching him on the skid steer. And now, look at that, I can do whatever I want because I have my own machine now. This part of the driveway right here, there's some rocks in there, and we always kind of go around right here, but eventually this needs to be cleared out, and we always just kind of go by it. And I want to be somewhat close to the camper because the girls are home, they're hanging out, so I want to be within earshot of them so I can work down here. What is this? Oh, it's a root. I thought it was some kind of horn. All right, time to get to work.
So
This is what I did.
look what Meg did. Let's walk down, Meg. Come on. That's my girl. Nice, Meggie.
Thank you.
Looks really good, doesn't it, guys? Don't you need a Meg? I mean, my Meg just
I feel like right here it should have been more in. This part feels a little narrow, but this is when I first started, so
okay.
Got better at it as I went.
All right, so what I think we should do, skid steer, smooth bucket. We'll put it down and just drag this stuff out of it. It'll notch it a little bit. Just getting the loose stuff out of there. It's hard when you're in the tractor, if you can imagine. Now, it's not a mini excavator, it's a tractor, so it's like you got to be at an angle a little bit, and it's pretty annoying to dig something like this because you're constantly moving the thing around. Did you even flip the seat around? You just keep it in drive?
I kept it
yeah,
towards the wheel.
All right. So yeah,
what I did is each time I moved it, I switched which side I was turning.
Okay, so nice back cracks going on. Yeah.
Well, the thing is when you're digging like this with the backhoe, you have to move the tractor about every 3 feet.
Yeah. If you get good scoops, it's like 3 scoops and you're done.
Yeah, you have to bring up the riggers, you have to bring back up the bucket, you have to take off the brake, you gotta, like, it's a whole process.
Oh, I know. Don't worry, I did that last night. I'll show you what I did too.
Yeah.
So I think our process here, all this stuff, all the loose material, yeah, tractor did its job, and what I'll do with the skid steer is get it perpendicular to the road here and just take the smooth bucket and drag it out onto the road. And then between Ricky and the skid steer, we can move that material. So rain is coming, and we want this to remain the way it is. We don't want it all gross and chopped up again. This is like super solid, and we really got it packed down well. Digging
this part, like if you had a shovel and you tried to dig this by hand, it would be like cement.
Yeah.
It is so hard.
It's clay. A lot of clay. All right, I want to show you what I did, Meg. Let's go this way. Look what Meg did. She did a good 100 yards here. So I took the pile with the skid steer. It took like 5 minutes, but I just took about 3 scoops. I pulled the main material off the road and I put it here. I didn't do it to this side, but this is the way Meg left it yesterday. She was getting tired. And this we've tracked over. I'm sorry, we're not trying to hide anything from you guys. This was our culvert alternative, and I've tracked over it with mud in the tires way too many times. And we just didn't move quick enough to get the right rock on here. But I kind of want to redo that to the rock bridge because that works so well.
You mean with the rock bridge idea instead of the flat?
Yeah, I'm kind of letting this go right now. Like, we created a French drain here. If you look in the episode called Culvert Alternative, we created a French drain and it was working, but I had to get the tractor from there over to this side of the property many times. I probably crossed maybe like 40 or 50 times on this thing with mud.
And I think it would have worked fine if you put the rock in it.
It would have worked fine. Yeah, we just weren't ready to lay down rocks. So I wouldn't say like don't do it this way, but I mean, if you're gonna do it, be ready to finish it. Don't do it 90% and then be like, oh yeah, we're gonna put like a less coarse stone on top and then gravel everything else. Like, you got to do it the whole way. But what I'm thinking is I'm going to do this section the same way I did the rock bridge, because I'm so happy with the way the rock bridge is working. And Meg cut this trench, so all the water entry is going to be over here now, and it'll just go under the driveway through that little wall and into the creek. So we have all this to clean up. This is all Meg's work. I'm not trying to make excuses for the culvert alternative. It was just, we didn't get to part 2 of that, which was finishing it up and you know, finishing that last amount of rock. So here's my rock bridge. The skid steer goes over this just fine. I put the sandy or the clay material on top of the crusher run gravel and packed it down really good. It's super solid. So this crusher run kind of acts like it's grout, and then we put some soil just to kind of glue it all together. And then I did this last night. It was getting dark, but the water naturally comes down from this way, goes under the rock bridge, and it shoots out that side. And then, because I know what happens when it rains, these tracks are from just constant back and forth going that way of the property with the tractor. And when it rains, these become like 2 little rivers, and they dump here. But then when it dumps here, it has nowhere to go. It's just following gravity. So what I did is I created this little ditch on this side. Instead of just following the road, I have it going right before the entry of the rock bridge.
Maddie's down. Come on, Maddie. Jeez, Carmen, you're rough.
Nice, Maddie. Glad I didn't give you a bath. Okay, that's mostly cleared out. Took about 3 minutes. And now I'm gonna come back and just try to keep the loose stuff out of the ditch here. Gonna get it toward the middle and then just push it all down that way. What's wrong? Get knocked over? All right, guys, quick results. Look at that. Looks good. Just want to clean up the junk on the top here. So you got an actual stone there. Well, that was kind of unlevel, this area here. Cool. All right, I'm going to track over it a few times and make a few extra scoops, but I mean, that is looking really fine. Really nice. Got a nice ditch here. Catch any drop off here. It'll collect, go down there. We'll have a new rock bridge. I'm gonna keep the wall the way it is. I mean, this was the hardest part of the project. We're gonna get the stones out of here, use it for fill over there. Yeah, this is gonna work. This is cool. Let's go see what Meg's up to. Yesterday, I went to about there. Now here's Meg's work. Making quick work, Meg.
Yeah.
Job. Need some grease. Well, that's a mess. Nice and smooth before, not anymore. Whoa, slip and slide. I'm gonna slide down this like my goodness. Okay, need a ditch. This is what you have when you don't put a ditch in. Let's go see the ditch on the other part of the road. Not much movement here. We gotta, that's probably why, right there. Okay. So this rock bridge thing will work. It's carving out already, so that's good. Okay. Wow. Yeah. See my footsteps. Okay, that's moving down. All right. Not horrible. Let's see what's happening by the rock bridge. Rock bridge itself looks dry. Well, you know, it's not getting washed out is what I'm saying. Got a little, where's that coming from? The driveway itself, okay. Not a big deal there. Okay. Well, look at that. That's really cool. I got to hand dig out a little bit of a bigger entry port here. What I wanted to see is up over here. Our creek. Our trench is working. So if you remember, I tried to explain the whole river situation of these two channels. That's where a lot of the trouble water comes from. This looks pretty dry. I mean, it's not washing out is what I'm saying. It's obviously wet and mucky, but Meg's trench is doing the job. It's great. The road itself is just surface water. This looks good. Time for some peanuts. Meg, what do you got?
John found a bottle, a Pepsi bottle in the creek.
Maddie knows when I grab the peanuts. Look at her. She's like, hey daddy, what's up? Hey daddy, what's up? Right, Carmen? You guys love peanuts. All right, Meg, you're on camera. Tell us about the bottle I found.
I'm trying to date it.
Yeah?
I found a website that said like where on the bottom to look for the date, but where it said to look for it, it says LGW, and I found that LGW stands for Lauren's Glassworks.
Let me see the bottle.
Lauren's Glassworks says that it manufactured hobble skirt Coca-Cola bottles between 1917 and 1919.
Pretty cool, huh, guys? There's
if that's when it's from.
There's a denim type texture up here, and there's like just kind of like line art here. It says Pepsi Cola, and then on the bottom it says the patent number, and it says LGW, and then on the bottom it says 57340A5416. I like these bottles.
It looks like...
Meg, we should make
But that's not a hobble skirt bottle.
We should make a good imperial stout and save a few in like our bottles that we find on the property.
It's not going to be that old. It's going to be... Continue early 60s, affixed in...
Hey, Carmen. See, when Carmen's nose is brown like this, that means she's been mole hunting. Right, Carmen? Yeah? You too, Maddie? You been mole hunting? You tired? You ready for your nap? See those faces? That means I want a peanut. All right, go ahead, Meg. What do you got?
Okay, so Lauren's Glasswork PDF that I'm reading here has the information on the bottom of the bottles and what it means. And I found that the code at the bottom, this inverted arch at the bottom, the the 40 would have been a mold number. The letter, they don't know what the letter means. That says an unknown code, but the letters extended on Pepsi bottles, at least deep. Blah, blah, blah. The date code is after that. So it says A, and then it says 54.
1954, someone had a Coke. Or a Pepsi, I'm sorry.
Pepsi.
That wasn't very graceful. Sorry about that. Scare you. Alright, so we're sitting in the skid steer. It's a TL130 by Takeuchi. And I bought this and I immediately knew we had to replace the tracks. That's what we're going to do today. We just, the tracks came in 3 days. I was really pleased. Let's go take a look at them. Alright, they are replacing these. Well, you can't even tell right now. They're pretty worn. They are the C-lug pattern. Like, here's a lug right here. It goes here, here, here. And then they're staggered like a brick pattern. There's just not a lot of rubber left on them, and up under here they're not bad. They're really not. And the sprockets are still pretty good too. Anyway, this isn't a big deal. I mean, if you're checking out a skid steer and you look at the sprocket and it's like kind of chipped or missing like part of one or whatever, like they're only about like, they're less than $300 each. So it's not a huge make or break deal. Let's make sure they're going straight. Okay, so when we first got the skid steer, I wish I had this cleaned up for you, but it seems like I've put in a couple hours. I put about 20 hours on these tracks, and they are starting to show certain crackage, like the rubber's bad. I wanted to replace these. I thought I'd get some hours out of them, but I think I'm just gonna bite the bullet and do it now. All right, so here we are. They came on a pallet. They came wrapped up. I unwrapped them. I got excited. But they, here's the new ones, and they just look a whole lot thicker and a lot more yummy. So instead of a C here, it's just got a block. So it's a brick pattern block. Okay, big blocks. we're gonna get those on. They weigh about 400 pounds a piece. So this is gonna be a chore, but I'm gonna get the tractor out, take these forks and move them that way. But for the most part, once I get them in place, you should be able to do it without much effort, as long as things line up correctly. First things first, we gotta jack this machine off the ground, and the way I'm gonna do that is get some wood material. I have a couple railroad ties, and I'm going to, if I'm doing this track first, which I guess I am, I'm gonna jack up the back. I'm gonna put a block of wood, and then I'm gonna raise the machine with the bucket, and that will get this track off the ground. And that's what you want. You don't want any, anything, no friction. So you want it to be able to move freely. There's my lovely assistant, Meg.
I have something to say.
Okay, go ahead.
Something that I didn't know about these tracks. I thought these were rubber.
They are.
And they are rubber, but they have metal in them.
A lot of metal.
They're like mostly metal, you think?
Oh yeah.
And the rubber is just covering the metal. So they're heavy.
Yeah, they're really heavy.
I just wanted to share that fun fact since I didn't know. Maybe someone out there didn't know either.
All right, so I've done this twice already. I knocked one off, we struggled to get it back on. Then that same day I knocked the other side off in the woods.
20 minutes later.
In the woods, I knocked the other side off, and then I put it back on in like 20 minutes, no problem. And here's the deal. Here's what we're gonna be doing. There's a little trap door right here. That trap door has a grease fitting. We're gonna unscrew it. We're gonna let the grease out. The way we let the grease out is there's a front idler here. This idler moves this direction. And so when we loosen that grease fitting, we will put pressure on this idler. This way it'll squeeze grease out, and then it'll leave everything compressed. We'll get this track off. We'll put the new track on, add grease to where it shot out of, tighten everything up, and add grease to it, which takes a while because we have a manual pump. And then that's pretty much it. You tighten it to the proper tension, and then we do the same thing on the other side. All right? Sound good, Meg?
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to get this mud out of the way. I don't want any dirt getting in here. And it's too cold for the hose. What is this?
It's a frozen pancake of mud.
Yes, it's a mud cake.
We had pretty much our coldest night of the year last night.
Yeah, this actually started up okay, considering.
Yeah, that is just a frozen mud patty.
I really think that if you have a machine and you have mud caked up all in here, like almost touching the rubber, that will cause a track to pop off very easily. Because as soon as I clean that out, when I bought this machine, it had a big cake right here. And when I cleaned that up, it allowed this to move around and flex. It's just, you don't want it bouncing off of that. If you hit something down here and it needs slack here, this isn't giving it to it, then it's gonna pop off. So, if you notice your machine is caking up mud here, take a second, hose it down if you can. All right, here we are on the butt of the machine. The railroad tie gets us most of the way, and then shim it up with some boards. Get yourself. All right, we're gonna have to settle with that.
Okay, you're good. You're good. That's good.
Clear?
Yeah, you're well off the ground.
Great. Okay, this is let's take this plate off and get to the grease. That's the first step. Geez, could probably just leave it like that, huh?
Yeah.
Don't lose a nut. Or a bolt, I mean. This one's missing, it's stripped out. Clean that up a little bit first. I think that's a 19. Yeah. 19.
Let's see.
Let's crack this loose. We'll crack a toe, Meg.
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna take this all the way off. Out.
I don't know. Making a mess though.
Mm-hmm. Look at that.
Oh, oh. Oh, you needed to have the bottle ready, John.
Oh yeah.
That's working good though.
Yep. And I'll just.
Wow. That has a lot of pressure. That's a good trick though.
Can you just hold
Sure.
that for me? I'm gonna stand up on the
Here,
track.
I'm gonna do this. Patience, hold on. All right. Got it.
All right. Stay clear.
Very clear.
Just in case the machine slips. Any more coming out?
No.
Man, it really came out, huh? Came out in a hurry.
Yeah, it did.
More coming out?
Not that I can see.
No?
I don't think I was. It wasn't lined up. I think it did.
That's
but-
pretty loose. Enough to pop this out.
That looks pretty loose.
All right. Well, kind of let the grease out with its own weight. But if it doesn't, you could stand right here, and that'll create pressure this way, and it should allow this idler to slip back in.
So our bottle idea would have worked had we been ready.
Can't say that, Meg. Can't say it would have worked. I've seen Judge Judy.
That's not gonna hold up.
No.
Hold up to Judge Judy.
No. Alright. You know, getting them off. It's rare that anybody does that, huh? Get that in there, get another bar on this side of the idler. You want to start trying to shift it over.
There you go.
All right.
Yeah, John.
Whew.
Way to go.
Thanks. You can probably drive this thing right now and it'll slip off. I feel like that's just going to create problems. Maybe cause some damage somewhere, rip something off.
I don't know.
It's a very strong machine.
Okay, let's just do it manually then.
So you can probably do that with, you know, get it loose, let the grease out, drop the machine, drive it around, make a turn with it, and it'll slide off. But I'd rather control the scenario, what's going on, instead of just like, hey, I'm going to knock off the track. Then it's in a position that like you don't want it to be. If you can, do it manually. Glad that worked out. The crowbar will pull with it.
There you go. That should come off easy now.
Should assist.
Yeah,
Okay.
definitely. Oh no, our bottle fell.
Yeah, didn't really work. Good. Alright.
Okay, well, it's off.
Now, if you have a friend that's a bouncer, this would be a good time to invite them over for a beer.
Yeah.
It's all the way in, look at that.
Oh, wow. That's because there's no grease in it?
Yeah. Cool.
Very, very cool.
All right, let's get this track out of the way. Let's go grab a new one with the forks.
All right. Want me to do that?
You know, as far as moving these things by yourself too, like, I mean, I have a tractor with a set of forks to make things a lot easier. I'm just trying to explore alternate scenarios here.
If you put it, you could probably roll it.
That's what I'm saying.
You could get it on, oh, yeah, like that. Here, wait, let me get you. Let me get you.
There's no reason why you can't do this either. Just kind of maybe easier from the middle.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's not like they're unmovable, but they're heavy as hell. If you have another machine, it makes it a lot easier. Well, I've never bought skid steer tracks before, and I shopped online and did some research, checked out reviews and whatnot. These are from United Skid Tracks, and I ordered them. Now, I am in Virginia, but we got them in 3 days, freight. So that's pretty good. They had them in stock, ready to go. Shipped almost, I think they shipped the same day immediately. Really impressed, and they look really good. They came shrunk wrap, and I got excited, took that off, but.
Below, honey?
Below?
Yeah, that idler is blocking you on the bottom. It's like we need our thing on the bottom again. Okay. What's your goal here?
Some slack out right now. Get it on, Megan. It'll click into place. All right, we just gotta get the. See, once we get them over the sprocket, it'll take out some of the slack you need.
There you go. Get it on the right track. So close.
It's on.
You just have to move it over. One more.
I have to move it over?
Yeah, because these go inside of these.
Oh, right. You're right. I got excited.
You do that, I'll push.
Okay. Go ahead.
Oh, yeah. Kicking it's not a good idea.
Yep. There we go.
Look at the sprockets are sticking through the rubber.
Yeah.
Awesome.
That's it. Let's give it a yank.
All right, she's on.
Yep.
Got a pumper full of grease again, and we'll be
Rolling.
rolling.
Let me say something. With these tracks, if you're looking at a skid steer and you're looking at the tracks and everything, and you look up and down and everything, they're coated with rubber. I mean, it will come off quickly. So if these have exposed metal, I wouldn't worry about it at all. You know, these will be exposed in no time. Here's our fitting. It's got a spring inside of there. Make sure that spring is still there. I cleaned everything out in here, and I'm gonna try to thread this by hand. Still more grease in there. We're gonna be cleaning up afterwards too. Just want to make sure it's not cross-threaded. Yeah, that's going in nice. Okay. I upgraded my grease gun, guys. I cannot justify the cost of an electronic grease gun. Smelling good?
It's really good.
What do you think? A lot better, huh?
More responsive.
It's quieter.
Seems like it moves quicker.
It's because it's not slipping.
Yeah.
You reach a point, those metal, or the rubber tracks, they almost feel like metal tracks. That's amazing, the difference. If I drive over this gravel with the old tracks all worn down, it would feel very, very rough. Probably because all that metal was exposed and just like it was not a smooth ride at all. That is like luxury now. Okay, well, I'm going to run the machine a bit. I'll check the tension. You could always add more grease. You could let some out. I don't think I'm going to be letting any out, but we'll check the tension. I'm sure they'll loosen up a bit. That was not bad at all, putting on new tracks. You can certainly do it. Don't even need a second machine to do it. We did the first one without a machine, then we were just like, let's make it easy on the second track. And that wound up taking a little longer. But... All right, good job, Meg. So, skid steer, just got it. TL130,
Start over.
Takahuni, a Takawichi, a Takamalako, a Takayuya,
Taquito.
a Chimichanga, a Taki, a Taco, Taco Noogie,
Takeuchi.
Takeuchi. All right,